Bad news for Netflix. Meghan was caught secretly dating Netflix boss Ted Sarandos after Heart of Invictus failed. Hello and welcome to the Princess Diana News YouTube channel tonight. I am so glad to be with you again tonight. I'm glad we have this space where we can say what we really feel, and now we don't have to worry about being judged by other people that I don't know about you. But I recently cancelled my Netflix subscription because they spent so much money on Harry and Meghan. They keep sending me emails asking me to come back, but as long as they still work for each other, that will never happen. According to recent reports, Meghan's decision to go to the movies may have been more about business than fun. She was seen chatting to Netflix bosses on Monday night. Meghan was seen sitting next to a transgender man and his wife. They were at the SoFi Stadium. What's interesting is the timing, because let's remember Harry's documentary Heart for Netflix. Well, as they said after the failure of The One Who Makes It, it was a huge failure. This is a rescue operation. Meghan can't afford to lose Netflix, and I think he's right about that. Meghan will be desperate to see her lose her royal title after their latest Netflix bid failed. They have nothing to offer, and people are realizing that by now. Netflix, on the other hand, is pulling out all the stops to protect one of the dumbest, riskiest investments ever made. I couldn't help but notice that there was no real personal interaction between them. I think they just want to give it some clout. Meghan smiled and looked down at the floor. However, it was all just an act for the cameras. We already know that Mr. Burkowski also said, "Make no mistake. Everyone photographed here was there for business." A possible exception was Adele. This was a CNBC moment put together by her very expensive team. But as Harry's flow indicates, not all the PR teamwork in the world cannot save these two. He makes a good point. He says they simply have no talent. So Meghan might be able to get people to follow her on Instagram. But once that novelty wears off, we will see what happens. That he also said, "I love that they think she has a signature selfie pose. Damn, I must be old because the signature selfie pose seems like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard." Mr. Boski also argued that Meghan and Harry's statement had no record of creating drama or creating anything meaningful. In this he is right. He said that with Meghan and Harry receiving so much negative publicity, the timing of the announcement made him want to be quoted. "I suspect there's more to this than meets the eye, and anyone who thinks they can make money by spreading truly disgusting lies about their husband's family." Knowing they couldn't really answer, he had problems with his grandparents, his father and his brother. Anyone who does such a thing is evil, is the only word. It's not that Meghan is a big celebrity. Either way, let's not forget that she joined the royal family knowing full well she had a role to play, and she decided no, this hard work was too much for her. She didn't need to do all this, and it didn't seem like the fame she wanted, so she decided to throw everyone under the bus because she thought it would help her. Why Meghan Markle never supports her husband? I mean, that's what a woman is supposed to do, and Harry was always there for Meghan as she collected the rewards she purchased and paid for. Whenever she went to Los Angeles, he was always by her side. On the surface, the marriage seemed to be a one-way street of support, and unfortunately, that didn't work out well for Harry. I suspect this is because Harry is not a good springboard for long-term investment in Meghan's eyes. Yes, that's why he is fit, he has dreams, don't forget that. And Harry at this point is like, it never seems like Meghan even likes him. Every time she pretends to like him, it comes across as incredibly fake. Everything is calculated in dollars, Meghan Markle. But really, what should you expect? I'm pretty sure Meghan got most of her education from watching television. I hope Meghan doesn't get a dime for her disgusting behavior. She clearly has no idea about loyalty and respect for others. It doesn't exist in her world. Even Harry is out now and she replaces him with her mother, which is really, really weird. But I think she thinks her mom is going to make her more money somehow. I don't know. I can't understand it. It begins. His mother took Harry's place, and I think his mother is trying to relive her youth, and with Meghan you have to always be on your toes. She always has ulterior motives, she always has ulterior motives. Now, if she can't make any useful connections, it would at least be good for her image to make her look like her mother went to that concert for her. Doria. No one needs to attend the same concert more than once, especially within a few days. I'm pretty sure Netflix is ready to put an end to this. It's really fun though. When Meghan Markle looks like she does in her concert photos, you can tell by her expression that she thinks she's as high-end as possible. I mean, his lack of self-awareness is incredible. Come on, Harry. How far have you fallen? Are you proud to hang out with minor celebrities like the Kardashians? Meghan also makes sure to stay close to key figures in the entertainment industry. She thought it would be a great way for him to become famous. Meghan, honey, forget it, you'll never be on the list since her podcast failed. I don't believe her website will make the money she desperately makes, and what's up with Netflix? I remember a long time ago when Netflix was a very good service that I kind of remember when it started. I didn't have a subscription but my sister did and she always told me how good the content was. So I got one. And yes, I agree. It was good, but it had a point: maybe there are too many streaming services. Through partnerships with other companies, they now offer a wide range of TV offerings. This whole book, even though it's a movie deal, is ridiculous. We've heard his story more times than we can count, and certainly more than we'd like. Why do we want to hear it again? I mean, there is nothing new to see or hear, even for the few who believe their lies. That I believe it will be a love story that will last forever and is just hilarious. Meghan Markle has made it her life's work to become a princess in order to gain fame and money. If you want a good love story, watch The Manatees with Reeves and Sandra Bullock. This is a love story I can get behind. By the way, I have to thank you again for contributing so many wonderful comments in the discussion section. That I really enjoyed these comments and now want to share them with you all. I don't remember the name of the fan who left this comment, so I'm sorry. But regardless, this comment perfectly explains why Meghan is so two-faced. So this commenter said, first of all, in America, Meghan is black, has a culture, race and a nation. Many black people are of mixed race. In fact, most of them are in the United States. There is also a long history of anyone who displays any degree of visible blackness being considered black. I'm not here to argue whether it's right or wrong or ancient or racist, but it's been true for a long time and a lot of people generally follow it in life. People deal with it too. To me, Black America is first and foremost a nation. Someone saying they're black doesn't stop them from mixing. It's like being Jewish. You may be Jewish by religion, birth, or ethnicity. It also doesn't mean you aren't already half of the other person. Meghan's mother's skin tone also does not directly reflect the number of black, racial, and African Americans. I've seen hundreds of results and it's interesting that sometimes a darker person can blend better than a lighter person. That's how sex works. Charles Barkley experimented with Snoop Dogg and Charles was darker than lighter in color. I had never really pretended to be black before. In fact, she has stated multiple times that she did not grow up as a black person, but as a mixed-race person. Some of his friends didn't always know his mother was black. When she married Harry, she lived in a predominantly white world. She had to deal with issues of race, which is part of why she was so surprised by the racial issues she encountered in the media and elsewhere. It was surprising to him that now he wants to be a political humanitarian and inspirational leader. She claims it's because of what she's been through and the support of black people, especially in Britain, who have looked up to her, as well as black celebrities who have provided her with accommodation and other things during her transition from royal life. If you look at most of the candid photos of her life and friends before becoming a member of the royal family, it's hard to find another black person in those photos. She also appeared a little noticeably more confused before her nose job on the straightener. She has not worn her hair in its natural state in public since she became famous, even long before she met Harry. As a reminder of the CVSH event. It wasn't until she joined the royal family that she declared herself a nationalist, she thought. I can't imagine how much her powder and foundation cost. The draft laws should put a heavy burden on the budget. Great Britain had to endure its program, which was simply playing the racism and victim card. That's a good comment, isn't it? Now you see why I wanted to share it with you all. I thought this fan made some really astute points though. I mean, first of all, what they said about the fact that in the US being black is an ethnicity, a race, and a culture that is 100% true. Now it depends on where you are in the country, but in some areas you'll find that black people are mostly segregated from other races, and it has nothing to do with racism from the other races, it's by choice. So I think it's interesting that Meghan Markle did not really know that part of her identity when she was growing up, because as a fan pointed out, she existed in a mostly white world. And this also explains why so many people of color, so many black, author Meghan Markle nowadays, she is not allowed to claim her culture as her own, which is exactly what she does because she believes it will benefit her financially. And if you really think about it, why isn't it cultural appropriation? Just because Markle is technically a nationalist, he didn't care about helping black people. He didn't care about recognizing this part of his heritage as long as he was sure he could make money from it. And if that's not offensive, I don't know what is. And you are, what do you think of Meghan Markle? Please let me know in the comments section below, and don't be afraid to like and share my video with anyone who might enjoy it. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Princess Diana News channel for more updates in the future. Thanks for tuning in. I wish you a good evening and know that we will be there again tomorrow.